throw a couple thousand. Bouncing, bouncing. I'm about to throw a couple thousand.
1, 5, 10, 20. Work your way up to them big face hundreds, just bounce.
Bouncing.
Yes, sir.
I'm about to throw a couple thousand.
So, I don't really know what to post, so that is why I am doing this video. So the title of this video is the best and worst part about each map in Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. So I'll be going through each map in Black Ops 3 and each map that we have so far in Infinite Warfare and talking about the best part and the worst part about each map. So let's just jump right into it right away here, and let's start with Shadows of Evil. So Shadows of Evil, a lot of things about Shadows of Evil were awesome. Number one, it brought in Widow's Wine. This is the first ever time we saw Widow's Wine, and in my opinion, Widow's Wine is one of the best perks in zombies. So it brought Widow's Wine, which is great. The setting of the map, set in the 1920s in Morgue City, USA. Cool setting. Just the map layout is awesome. We see our new characters. We see some new characters in there. We see Nero, which is an interesting character and one of the most interesting characters in all of zombies, in my opinion. We see Nero. Nero is awesome. So, you know, that's pretty cool. But the best part about Shadows of Evil for me is probably going to be Widow's Wine. I mean, Widow's Wine, just the invention of that, for me, was the best just because I use Widow's Wine in every single zombie map now. Ever since I bought it for the first time in Shadows, I've been using it throughout all the other maps in Black Ops 3. I always hit the Wonder Fizz in their Eisendrache to try to get Widow's Wine. I always get a free Widow's Wine in Zetsubo. And Revelations, you know, I always go for it as well. Grod Krovi as well. So the best part about Shadows of Evil for me is probably Widow's Wine. Worst part about Shadows of Evil for me is the Pack-a-Punch and how to get the Pack-a-Punch. I find it very tedious. Just not very good. It's more of a chore to do it than anything, in my opinion. I hate, you know, having to do these rituals. I always die. It's a big piss off. It's just not, it's not a very good way to get the Pack-a-Punch. I do it every game because I want Pack-a-Punch, but it's like, I just don't want to do it. It's just too much, in my opinion. Maybe I'm lazy, but I just find it very tedious, and it's just not fun to do. So that's probably the worst part about Shadows of Evil. Again, the best part about Shadows is the invention of Widow's Wine, and the worst part is how to get the Pack-a-Punch. I'm not counting the Giant because it's just a remake of Derice, so I'm not going to be counting the Giant in this video. Der Eisendrache. I mean, I can't really say anything bad about this map. I mean, this map is brilliant. 10 out of 10. The best part I'm going to say right away is the bows. The bows are awesome. Each bow, even the Void Bow. The Void Bow is kind of shitty, but it's still awesome compared to every other gun in the map. The best bow for me is probably the Storm Bow, and the worst is the Void Bow. So the bows are probably the best part about Der Eisendrache. Now, I don't even know what the worst part about this map is. Like, it's hard to even think. I'm probably going to say the worst part about Der Eisendrache is when you die from the rocket. I mean, that's just a piss off. But that's probably the worst part. I mean, and that's not even that bad. Der Eisendrache is just such a good map that there's not much about it that's bad. So the worst part is probably just dying from the rocket, because that's a piss off and nobody wants to die from that thing. So the best part is the bows, and the worst part is dying from the rocket. Zetsubo. Now, Zetsubo is a complete opposite of Der Eisendrache. There's not very much in this map that's good. The majority of it is bad. I'm going to go right away and say the worst part is the Thrashers. I hate those pieces of shits. They're just terrible, and I just don't like them. They're just a pain in the ass. They're the worst part for sure in Zetsubo. The best part, not the KT-4. I'm not going to say the KT-4. Maybe the Skull and Empui. I really enjoyed that. I mean, that's fun to use. So the best part about Zetsubo is probably going to be the Skull of Nempui. The worst part is probably going to be the Thrashers. There are a lot of things in Zetsubo that's bad. Plants. Why do we have plants? Buckets. Oh yeah, Buckets is probably, I don't know if Buckets is worse than the Thrashers. I think the Thrashers are still worse, but the whole power situation with Buckets and shit like that, just what are you doing, Treyarch? Just make a power switch. Put the power switch in the map. Make it easier for all of us. best part about Gorod Krovi is probably having the PPSH in the map. The PPSH was something that we wanted for a while, and we finally got it in Gorod Krovi, which is awesome. The worst part for me about Gorod Krovi is probably the dragon. Now going to pack points with the dragon is fine, but the worst part about it is when the dragon breathes down on you and shoots fire everywhere. That's just such a pain in the ass. If I'm sitting in one room for too long, or if I'm hitting the box for a while and I'm in that room, I gotta leave because the goddamn fire is coming out of my ass, and I don't like that at all. And then I leave, and then I might get trapped and I go down, or the fire hits me and it hurts me, then I get hit once and I die. That happened a lot to me in Gorod Krovi. That's the worst part about Gorod Krovi by far, is the dragon breathing down his fire. But we have the PPSH and we have the Mark III, so the best part is probably going to be the PPSH, and the worst part for Gorod Krovi is probably the dragon breathing fire down on us when we're trying to play zombies. I'm going to go right off the bat here and say that the worst part about Revelations is the Easter egg. I mean, the Easter egg was terrible to start, plus all the glitches, the game crashes and shit like that. It's just such a pain in the ass to do that piece of shit, and it's not even worth it. It's not even a good Easter egg, so that's probably the worst part about Revelations. Now, I guess the best part might be the Return of the Thunder Gun. That was pretty awesome, and maybe just the map setting. Now, a lot of people don't like Treyarch just reskinning a bunch of old maps and bringing them into one big huge map. I don't like that as well, but at the same time, it is cool to go back and visit Mob of the Dead. It's cool to visit Origins. It's cool to visit Kino, all those maps once again. So at the same time, like, I don't like it because all I did was reskin a bunch of old maps, but at the same time, it is cool visiting those maps again. But the best part about Revelations is probably just for me the Return of the Thunder Gun. That was the only good thing about Revelations, in my opinion. There wasn't really much to it that's good again. The Easter egg was shit, so the Easter egg is probably the worst part about Revelations. That and how glitchy the map actually was. The map was so glitchy. So the worst part is probably the Easter egg, and the best part is probably just the Return of the Thunder Gun. So that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I had no idea what I wanted to post here, so that's why I just brought to you this shitty ass video. I have no idea what I wanted to post. I couldn't think of an idea. I spent all day thinking of an idea. I was like, hey, I'm going to make this video and I'm going to release it. So that's what I did. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in another one later.